Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on Speedy Racing. Now today it's a bit of a different video, and it's something that I just noticed today, and well, it's a potential, you know, kind of a leak, well not a leak, but you know, kind of a hint of what's to come in the new 1.6. So obviously quite a couple of weeks ago the development update 1.6 came out. Part 1, and they went through a couple of things that I will be going through in a bit, but also the recent Instagram post had a hint for what's to come, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So first of all, getting into the 1.6 update, predictions when it is, it's probably going to be in July, maybe early August. Now it's because they did mention at the very end that the part 2 will be released in late June. That, knowing from what they do, is usually on a Friday. So it's either going to be this week. Well, it's going to be this week because it's July next week. I just realised that if you look down there. So we get into it. So this is something to keep your mind on. Premium car brands, so not, you know, Razor-made cars, but actual car brands will be joining Automoblista. And this is important for a bit later, and it helps prove my point. Now, first of all, Audi is to join Automoblista. Very iconic car brand. I'm very happy that they're joining. You know, not just as a car manufacturer, but as a motorsport team, they are brilliant. You know, all games should have them. There's in the sim community, if you ask someone, you know, there's an unofficial rule where every single racing game should have certain car brands. So like Ferrari, Porsche, BMW, Audi, all of them iconic ones. So it is great to see them be implemented at Automoblista. Now, getting down here, some news. A confirmed car that I believe is going to be free, yet free base game content, is the Audi Quattro V8. Now, this is a brilliant car. I remember used to be driving it on Project Cars 2 years ago, all-wheel drive, brilliant DTM car to drive in, and it was just so good, you know. Now my concern is, this is what happened in Project Cars, is that when in Project Cars, when the Nissan and the Audi got added, it kind of turned it into a multi-class race, because you had the Mercedes and BMWs kind of lagging behind when the Nissans and Audis were far ahead. Now hopefully this isn't the case. This is more later version of it, so all the cars are quite equally matched. But that is something that, as a, like, you know, on multiplayer, it could cause more people to choose the Audi than the BMW or Mercedes, so it kind of makes it a spec series. So we're going to look further down. News with another free car joining the game, the Audi R8 or Audi LMS GT3. Again, a very good car. It's an older variant and it's only going to be in the Gen 1 class, so this is only in the Gen 1 class, as you can see, because you got the older BMW up here and there. So it's, you know, it's an older GT car, and it's going to be free base content as well, as long with all these other GT cars already in the game. Now something that won't be free is the Evo 2 version. Now this, believing that it is the Evo 2 from the rear wing and the front end, is going to be in the Gen 2 class. It wouldn't make too much sense. It wouldn't make too much sense if they, where have I put it? it wouldn't make too much sense if they put these two cars in a Gen 1 class. And it was also confirmed. Now also, something that I want to mention is that there's going to be 4 other GT and prototype cars that'll be part of the Endurance Pack Part 2 with £9.99. I think that's like £8 or £10 in UK money. I'm not sure, but again, for the quality that Automoblista has shown already, it would be a good price. Now, for going down, and this is another key part of what I'm going to talk about in a second, is Road Atlanta, a highly wanted track in this game. I think there's only one other game, or obviously there's iRacing, but I think there's one only other game that has it as like their base content, or has it as like plug and play, and that would be Gran Turismo. It's a great track to have, Road Atlanta. You see here a lot of twisting blind turns. I always find this section hard to do, so it's really good, especially that they're delving into online racing. Now also, there'll be 2 other tracks coming. There'll be 2 other IMSA tracks joining Automoblista 2, with Road Atlanta being one of 3 of them. Now, there is a couple of guesses of what could be the other 2. One is, well, quite obviously, one is going to be Sebring. And there's not much, well, there's a debate. Now, part of me thinks it's going to be Canadian Tire Motorsport Ground, or it's going to be the Detroit circuit. Now, I have no space. I'm not, I don't watch IMSA, so I have really no saying in this. If you ask somebody who watched IMSA, he probably could be able to tell you, because compared to the WEC, different classes race on different weekends. Now, just keep this mental image in mind, especially the curbing, the blue and yellow. But you see, they've already done a very good job at it. This is just after turn 1, I believe, going downhill and then going up. There's been a physics revision, so that'll be hopefully better improving the physics of the game as a whole. Also, there's been development in the tyres, so we'll get that into a bit, but they'll be helping. They're going to be helping with flat spotting, wear and degradation during the race videos. Visible tyre, that'll be really good in some of the grooved tyres that we've got, and it will help paint a visual representation of how worn the tyres are. I think that will be really cool to see in a game like this. Again, flat spotting, seen very well. You can see where it's actually flat spot. I think that is quite an improvement on itself. And then we do it again. Oh, too far down. Now, something else that I like to see, is pit lane lights, and it's like them small details. For example, when they added the LED panels, it didn't really help like the players play the game, but it made it so realistic. Like you saw in my last video, in the Indy cars, you get blue flags, yellow flags, full course yellows. They kind of just made the whole experience more realistic. I really like what they're doing with that. Now, if you look through there, oh yeah, and something else that I was talking about in my last video a bit is the AI developments, and I'm very happy with this. I've always had an issue with blue flag behaviour, and because when I was comes to lap someone, especially in a multi-class race, they would be really twitchy and sometimes aggressive on how you would overtake. Like there would be times where I would go around the outside of a GT car and it would kind of push me wide. So having this addition, having development in the blue flag behaviour is brilliant. Now they're talking about more lines, or like tire lines, that I think is a good improvement. It will help. It would help see where the racing line is, and also it would help with, you know, how grippy it is on and offline. There's been a new reamp in the windshield and how it works. Again, soft particles. Again, looking at these videos, I will link this below, or link the Razer Studios YouTube channel below. But looking at some of these videos up hand is quite impressive. And you know, and also there's new vehicle lights, extra lights, and you know, this is quite impressive to see, and it's great to see a small studio be able to strive in this. Now onto the part that I'm actually begging to tell. So as we go back up here, you're going to see this picture here. Keep that in mind because you're going to need that for a second. As we go into photos. Now this is a statement that Razer posted today. Now we're not going to worry about this. We're not going to worry about this. We're going to worry about this section here, and more specifically this car. Now you could say, oh, what's this? Well, you know, well, you remember how I said remember the curbs? This is Road Atlanta. Now this shows that this is obviously a screenshot, hasn't been taken in a natural game. This has been taken in a development process. Now, what I'm guessing from this headlight here, that is a Cadillac LMDH car. Now, if we zoom in further on this car that we're on about here, there is one other car in Automoblista in the LMH class or LMDH class that has a black livery. That is the BMW. But something that I find odd about this picture is the fact that if the lights were on this car, and if it was a BMW, you would see the kidney grills there as a, you know, as a purple colour. I'll have it on the screen right now. So, after my intense research today into this, I had come to the conclusion, with also other cars here, I believe that is the Acura. I'm going to put it on the screen now. Now, why do I believe it? The headlights kind of shoot up there. Now, I could be wrong, this could be a Lamborghini. Again, I don't watch too much IMSA. And it would make sense as well, because if I just scroll, oh no, not my content manager. If I go back onto Steam here, I go down, if I go down to the, here we go. Oh. If I go down here, the IMSA WeatherTech Championship. Now they partnered. Now a lot of people said it didn't mean that they will get the exact cars and tracks. That is true, but I think it's too hard of a coincidence that could be an Acura Lamborghini. There's got to be a connection of some sort. So leave your views in the leave your views in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a different one, but again, I felt like, you know, because I was on the comment section earlier and no one really pointed this out. So it's like, I like it how Razer has done this. I don't think they've actually done it like this before. And we're one step closer to finding what the other car's about. Now, hopefully when the part 2 comes out, I'll do a quick video on it. But obviously I'm away this weekend, so I don't have much time on my plate at the moment. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you've got any questions or views on this, please leave them below. And until next time, take care. Bye.